cruel to you, you white motherfucker.
Judge. They call him Mr. Cool. What?
Hey, city boys, it's me, your seductive sutress. I hope I said the words in the right way. I'm gonna look it up before I post this. Hey, city boys, it's me, it's Saint. It's your favorite director, politician, corrupt salesman, and I sell oil, but I'm also an actress. Hey, city boys, it's me, Saint, and in today's video, we are going to be doing a movie breakdown, city boys. I'm back at it again. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm tempted to do movie breakdowns back to back because I feel like I got some heat on my hands, and I really want to tell you guys, like I said, in all these videos, I'm going to be showing you guys the linear story that is being told, which is the American dream. I will be doing some like foreign films as well, and I'll show you guys how that like kind of weaves itself into the whole overall storyline that I'm telling you guys that all of these films show. Right now, I'm kind of in my Blaxploitation bag, I'm gonna be honest. But in this film, we are going to be talking about... We're gonna be talking about Coffee. This film came out in 1973. It stars the beautiful, beautiful Pam Grier and Sid Haig. I hope there's nothing like bad and like really racist about him that comes out. He's dead now, but rest in peace. I like Sid Haig. I found him from House of a Thousand Corpses. But my favorite role of his has to be him as Captain Spaulding, but in Devil's Rejects. I'm a fan. What can I say? Historical background. During this time, there's a lot of advancements as it relates to Black people. We have the Black Panther Party going full force during the 1970s. We also have a lot of new Black politicians coming into office. For the Democratic presidential nomination, Shirley's bid was unsuccessful, but she had been the first woman in Congress when she was elected in the House of Representatives in 1968. Barbara Jordan and Andrew Young became the first African-American Congress representatives in the South since 1860. Thomas Bradley is elected mayor of Los Angeles. Bradley is the first African-American to hold this position and is elected 4 times over, holding this position for 20 years. The National Black Feminist Organization is formed by Florence Flo Kennedy and Margaret Salone Hunter and is supported by Eleanor Holmes Norton, then head of attorney of New York Human Rights Commission. Frank Robinson is named the player manager of the Cleveland Indians and in the next spring becomes the first Black manager of any Major League Baseball team. So this is the highest of Black excellence. So when this film came out, many Blaxploitation films, it was shamed for showing Black people in negative lights, as well as the film showing Black women in overall a sexual light. However, I disagree. For one, the Black community is not one monogamous group. Black people are seen and shown and live in many different facets. I disagree with their stance on this movie because I feel like this film, as it relates to Black women, shows that Black women are actually a human being, a whole human being, and that is something that was lacking in history. They show Coffee as a loving and vulnerable person, and this is shown with her relationship with her little sister Lubelle. She's intelligent. She outsmarts King George, Vetroni, and all of his men. She's emotional. This is shown when she breaks down after Carter's attack and after she confronts the politician when he calls for her murder. It shows that not only can a Black woman seduce you, she can also engage you in your mind. Not only is she soft on the eyes, she's soft on the ears and the heart. She's a multifaceted human being. And that is what these Blaxploitation films show. Yes, you will see a crackhead. Yes, you will see a pimp. But when you go out into the real world, do you not see crackheads? Do you not see pimps? Blaxploitation films only mimic what is shown in everyday life. So if you are mad about what the Blaxploitation film shows, it shows that you are mad about the society in which we live in. I broke this film down into different chapters to one, tell the story of Coffee better, but also it's because this film influenced one of my favorite films. Can y'all guess? I told you, it's broken up in chapters. I don't know if y'all know about Coffee, but this film inspired Kill Bill, okay, by Quentin Tarantino. And because he loved Pam Grier so much, and he loved the Coffee films and the Blaxploitation films so much, he ended up making Foxy Brown, the film, for Pam Grier to play. So we will be reviewing that film, but not anytime soon, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Chapter 1, A Desperate Woman. So this film starts off with a drug user coming into this club, and he's coming in and he's calling for this big man. We're gonna just call him Big Man. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know about y'all, but like when I watch films, other than the main person, a lot of times I don't remember what people's names are. So I just remember them from their like characteristics. So he comes in, the drug man comes in for a Big Man, right? And he's like, you know, I got you a nice hot tenderoni. in your car for you, you know? All she needs is a little bit of drugs. And you got the drugs, I got the lady. I'll give you this lady. And Big Man is like, girl, do you see me? You see where I'm at? You see the type of money I spend? You see the type of money I make? I don't need you to get me no ladies. I got me a lot of ladies. He said I got white ladies, Indian ladies, black ladies, Cherokee Indian ladies. Well, you know what I mean? I got all types of ladies. What you got that's gonna be important for me? And this is when Drunky ends up telling her, like, girl, I got the lady in your car. Like, just go to your car and just see her. Just see her. That's all you need to do is just see her. So Big Man is already mad. He's just mad at the fact that you got this random lady that is drugged out and wants more drugs and that will sleep with me for drugs in my car. So he comes out to go confront the lady to tell her, you know, come out my car, get out my car. He comes in and guess who he sees? He sees Miss Pam. He sees Miss Pam laid up in the back of the car, and I'm not gonna hold you. Oh, that lady is fine. I'm sorry, crackhead or not, she fine. He ends up seeing her, and he's just like, you know, I could make something shake with this. Like, you know, you don't gotta get out. You don't gotta get out. So he ends up telling Drunky to drive the car, take him to his place, and you know, he gonna sleep with her, and he can have the scraps. I ain't gonna hold you. When he said that, I was like this. Like, I didn't know where they was, at first when I watched it, I didn't know where they was gonna take this. So I was like, not him get the leftovers, like she a male. Anyways, so he ends up telling him, Drunky ends up telling him, girl, I ain't even trying to get in on the action. I just want to watch. I just want to do my heroin and watch. So they end up getting back to Drunky's house, right? As they get to Drunky's house, Coffee's in the bed with the man like, oh my gosh, I just need it. I just need some heroin. I just need that heroin in your big sexy body. So she ends up telling him to turn off the lights. But we ain't lighting no candles, girl. You hear that? You know what that is? The shotgun. Yes, she pulls out a shotgun. And one thing, alright, can I say something before we get to the rest of the movie? This is what I like about older films. For one, everybody looks different. Everybody looks like a human being. Two, humans have human faces. Like, all of their faces are not looking like handsome Squidward. They can't do no emotions. They can't really, like, you know, verbalize how they feel. They can't, you know, make up faces and all that. They can't do none of that. But one thing I love about this film is the way that Pam Grier says her lines. She's like this. She's like, this is the end of your rotten life, you dope pushing motherfucker. I just like the way she says it. As this is happening, right, she pulls out the gun, bow, shoots him. But as she shoots him, Druggy is in the other room cooking up the heroin to shoot it up. So now he's freaked out. Coffee goes in. She gets a syringe out her bag. And she coming close to him. She got the shotgun in her hand. So he don't see the syringe. And she's telling him, like, you know, you ain't shit. You over here, you know, pushing crack and heroin on the little kids. Like, you are a druggie. Why can't you just be a junkie by yourself? Why you have to, like, you know, push it on the children? And he's over here like, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. And Coffee basically tells him, either you inject this into you, or I'm gonna inject it into you. One or the other. Which one you want to do? And he's telling her, like, if you inject this into me, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And she was like, you might die. You might live. You might die and just fly through the gates. But we gonna see. Girl, she stabs him with it, and the scene cuts. But before this scene started, as they are driving to Junkie's house, we see the beautiful scenery of California. I feel like the staple of any Blaxploitation film is you have a couple minutes with the scenery, along with a nice song to just coast you through and let you know what you're supposed to be, I guess you would say, what you're supposed to entail as this movie goes on. And now there's a transition. And one thing about my girl Coffee, she keeps her a job. She keeps her a job, and she's a surgeon. And she comes on to work, you know, she's a little bit like frazzled, a little bit jittery, and she ends up getting kicked out of the surgery room. As Coffee walks out of the surgical room, we are shown now a white officer and a black officer. We are introduced to this officer, the black one, as Officer Carter. So Officer Carter is being informed on the case. The case is basically Coffee killing the drug dealer and the junkie. So as the doctor is telling the two officers about the case, he ends up telling him that he had injected a mixture of not only heroin, but a whole bunch of mysterious drug substances. The white officer ends up saying that he thinks that it's just a junkie that attacked his dealer, basically. But Carter feels like it's something way more deep than that. So Carter ends up seeing Coffee, and we end up finding out that they know each other. They know each other. As they're speaking, Coffee asks him, what would you like to drink? And you know what Carter says? Mind you, Carter's last name is Brown. When I tell you, there's certain things we're gonna put pins in and we're gonna get to at the end so I can fully explain things, okay? Because I kind of want to talk chronologically as much as I can before I start interrupting with all of my symbolism and theories and stuff. Carter asks for his coffee to be black. So Carter begins to tell Coffee about the case that they're working on, and he tells Coffee that he doesn't believe that the junkie killed his dealer. He doesn't believe it. He believes that, for one, there is this Italian mob boss named Vitroni, and basically he had left from Las Vegas and came to California, and he's now taking over all of the paraphernalia, all the naughty business. He's taking it over. So he feels like he has a hand to play in the deaths of those two men. Coffee tells him that, you know, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Chapter 2, A Woman's Backstory. So as they are talking, Carter is pushing that he wants to spend time with Coffee. He wants to talk to her. He wants to hang out with her again. Like, he misses their close relationship. And he tells Coffee that he wants to see her tomorrow. Coffee tells him that, I don't think you want to see me tomorrow. Like, with the plans that I got going on, I don't know if you want to involve yourself in it. But Carter demands to see her tomorrow. So as the scene changes, we see that Carter is now driving Coffee to a rehabilitation clinic. Well, a rehabilitation center for the youth. As she goes in, we end up finding out what is Coffee's backstory. He has a little sister named Lubelle, and what ended up happening is when Coffee left to go to college, Lubelle was left with her two older siblings. Her older sister was a drug dealer and her older brother was a drug addict. So in Coffee's mind, she thought that if she went to go get an education, she can help Lubelle. So as Coffee's out in college, she's working, she's trying to, you know, make a career for herself. She's sending money to Lubelle. She's sending money for school, she's sending money for dance, she's sending money for food, all those kind of things. And as time is going on, the addicts in the neighborhood end up finding out and realizing that she is getting money sent to her, and now they started pressuring her to start doing drugs. And Coffee said, I believe that it started with pills first, then it turned to crack, girl, then heroin. And now she ended up having, I believe, a mental break, and it's given she's catatonic, so she's in this rehabilitation center. So while Coffee is there, you can see she's trying to talk to Lubelle. She's trying to give her like some form of normalcy in the crazy world and crazy life that she's already living. On the ride back to Coffee's home, she's having a conversation with Carter, and she informs him basically everything I just told you about Lubelle's backstory. And Coffee tells him that, like, have you ever just felt like killing somebody? Like, have you ever just felt like some people don't deserve to be here anymore? And Carter's like, yeah, I feel like that. So she's like, all right, so why don't you do it? And she tells him, like, you know, I'm angry, and she's so tired of seeing these drug dealers, these pimps, these big pushers pushing these kind of things in these neighborhoods on people that literally have no other choice. Like, it's like they are trying to escape the lives that they already live, and then these people are coming with something to help them, but really it is damaging them more than it's helping them. And Coffee's like, you know what, I just want to kill all the motherfuckers. And Carter's like, you know, I agree with you, but no, we're not gonna kill people. And he's telling her, like, you know, you just gotta turn to the law. And Coffee tells him, you are the law, so why aren't you doing anything? You know exactly who these men are. You know exactly what they do, so why don't you stop them? Like, Carter tells her, like, that easy, because there's so many of us, as in the police officers, the government officials, there's so many of them that is on the side of the Vitronis. So it's not in their best interest to stop the drug dealing from going on, the pimping, the sex trafficking, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't benefit them at all to stop it. So Coffee's like, then I guess basically all y'all need to die. And Carter's telling her, like, you know, there are some good ones of us. We just need more support from the people. That's all we need. Carter drops Coffee off at her house, and as he drops her off, we are shown a black car with a driver in it. Is there tea? So when we see this black car, Carter says, oh, so you still messing with that, that little fake politician, you still messing with him. And Coffee's like, you know, don't cover my friend, you know, that's my friend's benefits, don't cover my friend. And she ends up telling him, like, you know, Carter, like, that's just my man, like, you know, that's just my man, and it is what it is. Carter's like, you know, but I still want to take you serious, like, I still really want to be with you. He ends up dropping Coffee off at her place. Before he drops her off, he ends up telling her, like, you know, Me, a regular man, a regular policeman, I don't equate to no politician. I don't have no politician money. I don't have no politician influence. I'm just a regular man. And Coffee laughs and get out the car. She laughs and get out the car. She approaches the driver, and we end up finding out that the politician called the car over for Coffee. He ends up inviting Coffee over to this club. City boys, when you see this club, I'm gonna put up pictures. What do you think? Then I'm gonna tell you what I think. When we first see this club, we are shown a white lady, a white blonde lady, topless with a little bikini bottom, and she just moving. It's giving GTA stripper. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the best dancer, but it was giving GTA stripper. She's dancing, and as it pans down, it's like a ring of fire around her, city boys. And you know, I'm that type to sit there and count. I'm gonna count how many flames is coming out. I'm gonna count how many candles they place, because I told you guys, for the most part, when it comes to these films, it is all for a reason. Like, they do not show you certain things for no reason. They do not put a certain amount of things out there for no reason, for the most part. Chapter 3. Can a girl have a little fun? So what is surrounding this white lady that is dancing in the fire? 10 candles. We're gonna go back on that, okay? We're gonna go back to that. The club, to me, you know what it's giving me? It's giving hell, okay? The dark colors, the fire, the red, the evil, mischievous people that are in the club, doing private deals in the club. Hell, okay? Coffee comes in the club and she's looking gorgeous as per usual. And the politician introduces Coffee to, I believe it was the deputy commissioner. He's just like, you know, this is my beautiful lady. And she's over here like, giving Debbie Ryan. As they are having this conversation, guess what the camera's panning on? It's panning on this white man with an eye patch, okay? And there's like this white couple, and they end up getting a picture taken by one of the lady workers. And in the picture, Patch Eye Man gets caught in the picture. So we're shown the lady now is going to the back room to develop the film. And as she's trying to develop it, Eye Patch Man comes in. And at first he's like, you know, acting regular, like a regular human being. And he ends up telling her, like, give me the copies and give me the picture. And she's like, no. Girl, he rips her top off, pulls out a switchblade, and tells her that he's going to cut her titty off if she doesn't give it to him. And then she gives it to him, and he tells her, watch where you point that camera next time. Okay. The deputy commissioner ends up leaving the table, and it's just Coffee and the politician. So as they're sitting there, they're enjoying each other, they're enjoying each other's company, and he ends up telling her that he has some really, really big news for her. 2 really big news. The first one is that he bought the club. Well, he's a part owner in the club. A part owner in hell. He's a part owner in the club, and also that he is now running for governor. At first, it's kind of threw Coffee off, but then, you know, Coffee, she's just a little freaky. She's just a little freaky. And she's like, I never screwed a congressman before. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like all of her lines just eat. Like, just the way she delivers them, she just eats. As this is happening, the politician ends up taking Coffee back to his place. And while they're back at his place, I guess he romanced her, making her feel like a pretty princess, and, you know, they're having some adult time, right? And while they're having this, I'm just listening to what he's saying to her, city boys. And he's just like, you're my lady. I love you. You're my woman. All this kind of stuff, right? And you can see in Coffee's mind, like, she's just, like, basking in this. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, Coffee, I felt you. Like, no shade. And she's just like, you know, you're my man. I love you. You're my man. And, you know, I'm not gonna hold you. Pam was eating the scene up, and he just gave me, ugh. Like, she's just over here making cute moan sounds and all that, and he's over here like, ugh. That's exactly what he sounded like. So after they have their freaky time, they end up going to sit by the fire now. As they're sitting by the fire, Coffee is telling him, like, you know, I've been having a really, really stressful time. Like, in my personal life, I've been having a stressful time at work. Like, I really need a break. Like, I really need to let my hair down, let loose, be with my man. And she tells him, like, you know, can we go to Hawaii? Like, the last time we went to Hawaii, it was perfect. Like, let's go. He ends up telling her, no, we cannot go there. I have my race that I'm preparing for, all this kind of stuff. So he's like, all right, since we can't go to Hawaii, can we just go to your cabin? Like, I just want to get away from all of this. He ends up telling her that she's going to have to wait until after his campaign for them to do anything. And I'm not going to hold you. It was kind of pissing me off, because every time Coffee talked about, like, her emotions, her feelings, anything, he literally did not care. He just wanted them cheeks. That's all he wanted, them cheeks, and to have her pretty face on his hand. That's it. But anyways, Coffee ends up ending the night being a little freaky monster. So now we're into chapter 4. Back to reality. So the scene changes and Coffee's on her way to work, and you can tell she's just exhausted, and she's having constant flashbacks to her blowing that man's head off. She's having constant flashbacks to killing these people, and she's sitting in her car. She's right outside of her job, and she's going through the motions. She's really stressed out. And every time, when I tell you as a woman, every single time when you are stressed out and you feel like I am on my 12th reason, just give me a reason, just a little bit's enough. When you at that point, there's always somebody that just comes and puts that piece of hay, that straw of hay on the camel's back. Can I tell y'all a brief little story? I remember. I'm sorry, I have to tell it. I was on my way to New Jersey, right? I got like an Airbnb or whatever. I was trying to celebrate my birthday. I was already stressed out. I thought that I failed my midterms. I didn't fail it. I got an A on it. But I thought I was going to fail my midterms. I'm already stressed. I didn't even want to go and celebrate my birthday, right? But I already paid for everything. So as I'm like hurrying with one of my best friends, as we're hurrying through the freaking like station, there's this white man. He looked like the guy from Pink Panther. He looked like the man from Pink Panther. And mind you, I have this duffel bag in my hand, and I'm going, because we're running late. Like, I didn't want to miss our train. When I tell you, this man came and stood right in front of me. Oh, just thinking about it, I feel like crying because I'm getting angry. He came and he just stood right in front of me, City Boys. When I tell you, City Boys, oh, I cuss him too one good what? Too one, ooh, not too one fool. Yo, City Boys, if I had enough time, City Boys, I would have cussed him even cleaner. As she's, stressing. This white man come up. He just, what's going on? She's like, can you please just leave me alone? I just want to help. And he just keeps pressuring her. But as he's talking to her, he's getting more and more like assertive, more like domineering. Like he's trying to take control over her. Carter pulls up, because Carter's a man. Carter is a man. He pulls up, and first he looks at Coffee to see, like, he's gauging what's going on in the room. He wants to see, should I approach? Should I, you know what I mean? Carter pulls out his baton. He pull that man up. He tells him to leave Coffee the hell alone. And to get, you know what? Don't even go in the hospital. Take your ass home, right? Pulls that, scare him up a little bit. And then he goes to talk to Coffee. And he's looking at her, he's like, is there something that you want to talk about? Like, is there something that you want to get off your chest? She said, is there somewhere that we can get coffee? He says, I know the best place to get coffee. I make it. He ate that. No shade. I'm about to steal that word. No shade. They end up going back to Carter's house. And as they're in Carter's house, you guys know how I feel about color theory. Carter's house is filled with yellows, with reds, with browns, and with whites. Yellow, caution. Also can be joy. Red, caution, stop. It's telling you do not go any further. The yellow is telling you to tread lightly, my brother. The red is telling you complete stop, halt, right? The white shows innocence. Let's continue. The two of them begin to reminisce, begin to talk about like, their past and them being not really in a relationship, but them used to entertain each other and how much fun they used to have, how happy they used to be when they used to spend more time together. Can I tell you guys something? You already know what I'm about to say. This is the first sign of what? Red, white, and blue. On Coffee, she has the red and white jacket. The inside is red, I believe. The outside is blue. And then her clothes is white. Okay? This is Coffee's American dream. We're gonna get onto the whole Coffee American dream at the end, okay? So put a pin in that. As they're talking, Carter ends up getting a phone call. His phone is what color, City Boys? Red. So on that phone call, it is his partner, and he basically wants to include Carter in like the mischievous acts that they are all performing, all the drug dealing and selling and working with Vitroni, all that kind of stuff. And Carter basically tells him, I'm not with the shits, I will never be with the shits, and just because I know that you're with the shits, I'm gonna do everything that I can to break you down. I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that you're not a success. I'm gonna do everything I can to turn all of y'all in. I know he ain't watch Game of Thrones. But I feel like this happens so many times in history. Don't ever tell him your plan, City Boys. If you want to take down a corporation, if you want to take down an industry, if you want to take down a person, never let them know that you are trying to take them down. If anything, act like you're on their side. If anything, act like you know what I mean? You working with them. But Carter ain't know. Carter was just thinking about being the straight-laced kind of guy. So as this happens, now him and Coffee go back to having a conversation. The officer, his partner, ends up hanging up the phone, and he turns to this other man and he shakes, saying, you know, that Carter didn't take the deal. And the cars drive off, city boys. A couple minutes pass, and guess what happens? We are shown a shot. It is Carter's wall and his door. The door is white. We are shown his curtains as well. His curtains are both red. They're on the sides, kind of encapsulating the frame, right? We see the door starting to get broken in, city boys. As the door is broken in, two men come in, right? Can I talk about something? It is the break of innocence. Carter, in all grand schemes of things, in this film, is the most innocent person in this film. Well, also Coffee. Coffee didn't do nothing wrong. But Carter is shown as the innocent officer. The officers that want to do better, that want to change this world, that want to help clean up this world, let's say. With them breaking that door down, they took out the last piece of innocence, the last little piece of hope left in the film. Because if you realize, the only other person that Coffee talked to is Carter and the politician. The politician, he ain't shit. But Carter is the one that's telling Coffee, you don't gotta kill people. Like, you don't gotta seek vengeance. There's other ways to go about it. What is left now in the shot? Just the red. The bloodshed that is about to take place. So the door gets kicked down, and two men come in. Two white men. And they have black masks right around the eyes. Right around the eyes, they are seeking blood. Okay? They are seeking what? They are seeking a sacrifice, city boys. So basically, they just start beating on Carter. Beating on Carter. Beating on Carter. Coffee ends up coming with a vase. Bow! Let him go! Hit him. He falls, right? The other guy comes. Mickey punches Coffee in the face. Coffee falls. She's laying on the floor. She's kind of like knocked out, but not really knocked out, but she's hurt. They're just wailing on Carter. Wailing on Carter. After a while, they end up leaving. Before they left, the guy that hit Coffee, he ends up coming to Coffee. Mind you, she's still laying there hurt. Comes, rips her top open, and starts fondling her. Okay? Starts fondling her. He only stops fondling her when the other guy basically kind of pulls him off of him to leave her alone and for them to leave. So as this is all happening, Coffee is hurt, she's crying, she goes to Carter. Carter is unresponsive. The scene changes now with Carter now laid up in the hospital. And we are basically told that Carter, if he's lucky, he'll be able to pee on his own. That's it. And Coffee is standing, Coffee hears this and she's crying. She basically says, I'm gonna get vengeance for you. I'm gonna make sure that I avenge you, Carter. Period. So as this is all going on, Carter's partner ends up coming into the hospital, and he's over here fake acting like he cares about Carter, like, oh, what happened? Is he gonna be okay? Type shit. And Coffee is seeing all this. She's connecting all the dots. She knows what she knows, and she knows exactly what she has to do. Chapter 5: A Woman with a Plan. So after Coffee leaves the hospital, she knows exactly what she has to do. She's not only now avenging her sister, but now she's avenging her best friend / ex-man. In the scene, Coffee's wearing a yellow blouse, gray blazer, and some striped pants. She is looking for this lady named Priscilla. So we end up finding out that Priscilla is a hooker. She's a real whore. She's a real whore. And she worked for King George. Priscilla called King George the N-word with a hard ER, and he sliced her in the face. And Coffee was the one who stitched her face up. So as Coffee comes inside of Priscilla's place, she ends up asking her, like, you know, like, first she started off real smooth, like, you know, are you still on heroin? And Priscilla ended up telling Coffee, like, you know, technically, like, I'm not on heroin while she's sniffing coke. Technically, I'm not on heroin, like, I'm off heroin, you know, I'm doing a lot better. And we end up finding out that she used to be King George's bottom lady, and Coffee just wants to know, for one, how do I become one of King James' lady? How do I find Vetroni? What does Vetroni like? And where are the drugs? That's all she wants to know. And Priscilla does not want to tell her because she's scared that if she tells Coffee what she knows, that King George is going to find out and kill her. And Coffee basically tells her, that's the least of your problems. Either you get killed by King George later, or you get killed by me right now. So after threatening her and holding a broken bottle to her face, glass bottle to her face, she ends up telling Coffee that King George keeps his heroin in the fireplace. In this scene, I kind of want to talk about real quick is in Priscilla's room, there is a red and blue poster. And I want to talk about that because I see it as a duality of Priscilla. In the scene of her and Coffee speaking, you can see it's like conflicting sides of Priscilla. A part of Priscilla wants to tell Coffee what is going on. She wants to inform Coffee, tell Coffee all the business. But then the other part of Priscilla is the scared trick. Is the, oh, he gonna beat me. oh, he go find me. That's, you know what I mean? So it's like that fight. So it's like she's telling her stuff, but then also she's not telling her anything. And then she's gonna tell her, but then she's, after Coffee ends up getting information, Priscilla's pimp ends up coming in, Harriet. And I'm like, it's something about these lines. You know, good bitch. While Coffee and Priscilla is speaking, Priscilla ends up telling Coffee about Vetroni and the fact that Vetroni gets his women from King George, and that Vetroni likes any woman that is foreign. He wants you to crawl on all fours. He wants to spit on you and call you racial slurs. That's basically what Vetroni wants. And I'm not gonna lie, can we talk about the pimp being named Harriet? So instead of the Underground Railroad, it's the Underground Whole Road. That's not funny. I'm not trying to make a joke. The next chapter is chapter 6, A Woman Undercover. So we are showing King George pulling up in his white car. He's getting drove around because he's white King George. You never see a king drive. You see a king get chauffeured. One thing I love about Blaxploitation films, and I want them to bring this back to like just in films currently now, is everybody has like a soundtrack. Like, so as King George is coming out of the car and everything is, all you hear is George, George, King George, my main man. He's a pimp. He's a pusher. He's King George. I like it. I don't know. Something about it is just, it's so like sensual. It just, I don't know, just nice. King George is coming and it's kind of like this like pool area. All the women. You got white women, black women, Asian women, Chinese, well, Chinese people are Asian, but you get what I mean. There's all different varieties of women, different heights, not different body shapes, but different heights. And you know where his eyes lead to? Coffee, coffee, baby. I feel like Coffee, no shade. If they do a Pam Grier biopic, they should put me in it. I'll just drink a lot of milk so I can get taller. But other than that, I got it down. So he sees Coffee and he comes up to her. And you can see from their interaction that I guess he heard about her from somewhere. And the part that really got me, he comes up to her and she introduces herself as Mystique. And while she's talking to him in the beginning, she has like this British accent. She's like, hello, like, I'm Mystique. I don't have a British accent, but she has this British accent, right? And then as soon as he's like, oh yeah, I heard you're from Jamaica. And she's like, yeah, man. I'm from Jamaica, man. I just come off the plane, man. I'm sorry. As a Jamaican, I'm sorry. I thought that was so freaking funny. Like, everything that she would say. Basically, she ends up telling him, like, you know, I'm the best to ever do it. Like, if you ever saw those other whores, they don't whore like how I whore. And she ends up telling him, basically, I'll do it all. I'm the best at the business. The only thing I don't do no whips, chains, and I don't do no bondage. But other than that, I'm your girl. That's all King George needed to hear, honestly. So he ends up taking Coffee back to his place. And when we get back to his place, there's a whole swarm of women. It's a harem, and they all do harem. So it's a harem of women, right? Like I said, all varieties, all this. And we end up seeing one of the women, I guess she would be the madam, and she's making calls, setting up women on these dates and all this kind of stuff with these rich men. George wants to take Coffee to the back to try out the good. But as he gets to the back, he is greeted by his lady, Megan. Yes, Megan. And Megan's over here like, my baby, my sweet black man, I missed you. And he's like, oh, why are you here? Basically tells him that like she was supposed to be on a trip with this rich white man getting paid like $1,000 a day, but he is just old and he can't hang, and she just wanted to come back and be with her man. And she was like, you know, it's so hard being with those old men. They don't know how to satisfy me, but you know, my big black man, he will. He always does. And he basically says, oh, move, because he wants to get with Coffee, okay? And Megan is feeling some type of way because she's like, I thought I was the bottom, you know? So she comes out, him and Coffee get to doing it. And I guess Coffee was good because the next scene is a party now. And they have Vetroni's men coming to the party. Everybody's coming to the party. All the women's at the party, all dressed and cute. And my girl Coffee, she's in a white number. At this point in time, Coffee is our innocence in this movie. She's our innocence. She is our protagonist. Following along, we want her to succeed in this film. We are following her get her vengeance. Now they're at the party, and when I tell you Megan is a hating ass bitch, I can't stand a bitch like Megan. So Coffee, when I tell you one thing about us girls at our tea, you don't gotta do too much, because the energy gives enough. You know what I mean? You don't gotta go and be up in everybody's face and do all that. You just gotta sit back, be cute, and chillax. And that's exactly what Coffee did. And guess what happened? Vitroni came up right to her. Came up right to her. And Megan is sitting in the back. She's mad. She's salty. She's hot. You know what she want to do? She want to embarrass Coffee. So she goes to one of the servers and she's like, oh, I think Vitroni wants a drink. So he follows her with a tray of drinks. And she like fake spills it all over Coffee. As soon as she spills it on Coffee, all the other girls run up and start like patting it into Coffee's clothes, trying to make it stain. Another girl comes, rips her strap off her dress. Now Coffee titty coming out. Like, it's crazy. But that's alright. Because crazy thing they didn't even know is that they played into Coffee's game. Because this is what Coffee wanted them to do. Because she wanted a reason to go to the back. So Coffee goes to the back, and you know where she went to? She went to King George's room. And she went into that fireplace, and you know what she did? She changed out that heroin for some sugar. And she said, oh, you're gonna get some angry clients now. She ate that. Then Coffee now is fixing herself up, and she goes in the bathroom. She's getting herself ready to fight. Because what they thought this was a parlay. But one thing about Coffee, she don't come to play. She's a lady with a plan. Y'all may think it's all hee hee ha ha, but they don't see Coffee for what she really is. They don't see Coffee for who she truly is. So Coffee comes, she goes in the back. Guess what Coffee did? She put 3 razor blades in her hair. One thing I want you guys to do is take into account the numbers that they're using. I'm going to talk about this later on in the film, but there's a lot of 3s, a lot of 6s, a lot of 9s, okay? It's the razor blades in her hair. And I'm not gonna hold you. Coffee knew what she about to do. Because why she putting the razor blades in her? She said, I'm gonna get it with this one. I'm gonna get it with this one. So she puts the razor blades in her hair and she comes out. As she goes out, she now goes to Megan. And she says, Megan, looks like you don't have a salad. Dumps the salad in her head. Now it's a girl fight. It's a girl fight. It's going crazy. There's a lot of boobs everywhere. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of things going on. But one thing about Coffee, I told you I'm gonna be in my MMA. Well, once I heal up a little bit more, I'm gonna be in my MMA, karate, taekwondo bag, because you never know when you have to do a Coffee / Kill Bill combination with somebody. So Coffee over here flipping people, kicking people, punching people. She throwing women across tables, sliding women over tables. Like, Coffee's going crazy, right? And Megan, she is just, my thing is, I'm sorry, if I get beat up, you got it. But when I come back, best believe I got it. But if you don't got it, stop coming back for more. Because you're just going to keep getting whooped. You're just going to keep getting whooped. That is what was happening to Megan. Like, Megan just kept getting whooped. But one thing about Megan, I'm going to be honest, she is determined and she has heart. That's why I can say for Megan, there's shade. Coffee's really putting it in. King George wants to break it up. But when I tell you Vitroni, girl, Vitroni's like, they're like wild animals. Let them fight. I don't know what accent that was. He wants them to fight. So Megan, she picking up vases, she chucking it. She picking up bottles, she chucking it. None of them are hitting Coffee. Coffee is 6 foot tall in heels. How can you not hit that lady? How can you not hit that lady? This is all going on. Coffee is over here fighting on one of the girls. Why Megan come behind Coffee trying to pull her by her hair? Gotcha, bitch. When I tell you the girl moved her hands, blood dripping. Yeah, that's what you get. Don't touch a black woman's hair. That's what you get. After all this happens, Vitroni turns to King George and he says, I want her today. The scene changes now and we are shown Coffee in her place. She's wearing all neutrals. That's why I wore this top. You know, shade. No shade, because I wanted to get my Coffee tees. But she's shown in all neutral colors. Her place's colors are like various shades of neutral colors. And she has like, you know, her little greenery. And you see how she put her gun and her stuffed animal, a lion. Like I said, Quentin Tarantino, I'm gonna be honest, just like a lot of white creators steal from black people, black creators. They steal from black creators and they make even more money from it. Like I said, I do love the Kill Bill, like 2 movies. I love them. I love the films. They're one of my favorites. But that does not take away the fact that he stole. And what I'm saying now is about the whole stealing part is the whole lion. The whole point of the Kill Bill thing is the lioness, right? The lion's right there in the film. And she's putting her gun in the lion. We're gonna get back into that. Let's continue though. So as she is doing all this, she's sitting there, she's contemplating, she's thinking like, you know, should I do it? Should I go to Vitroni? Should I do all these things? Because at the end of the day, Coffee's putting herself in a very compromising position. Like, she can die. And playing with these men are nothing to play with. But as she's debating and she's thinking, Coffee's song is now playing. Coffee, baby, sweet as a chocolate bar. I like that part. And she says, Coffee, baby, no one knows you're a star. Part that I really liked was she goes to call the politician. As she's calling him, the scene shifts to his place and his phone ringing. He's not there. She hangs up the phone. In the song, in her song, Coffee, it says, "No one knows who you are and no one cares." And that's basically just encapsulating her relationship with the politician. The politician cares about Coffee, but he cares about her only sexually. He cares about her for her femininity. That's what he feeds and craves off of. But her as an actual person, he doesn't freaking care at all. So Coffee ends up making the decision to go to Vitroni. As she gets to the house, we are shown Vitroni's place. And it's a very huge, big, gaudy kind of place. But at the same time, it is hidden. It is hidden by moss. And I see that as, for one, the evils of this world. Because although they're big and it's extravagant, it's so weird that in ways they are able to conceal. For so many years, a lot of these people, let's say even celebrities, the 1%ers that we don't even know about, they're able to get away with so much stuff until one year, out of nowhere, the floodgates burst and all secrets are exposed, right? Mad Day comes. Coffee walks into Vitroni's study and, girl, I'm not gonna lie, he just a weird, freaky little frog. I think he a theater kid. Vitroni gotta be a theater kid. Cause who knows somebody's coming for them and standing behind a lamp just so they could have a big reveal? He comes out from behind the lamp and he's like, "My wild cat from the jungle." Him and Coffee are kind of like chatting up a little bit, drinking a little bit of champagne, you know, getting loose, feeling like a goose. And Coffee's like, "You know, let me put it on you. Let me put it on you." So he's like, "All right, let's go somewhere to get more comfortable." So they end up going back to Vitroni's room. As they're in Vitroni's room, she starts, you know, getting on button, getting all freaky, right? And he tells her that he wants her to get on all fours, right? So she gets on all fours. He basically calls her an N-word bitch, okay? And he like spits on her. And then she's like, "Oh, please, please, can I have your precious white body?" And then he calls her, I think he calls her an N-word again. And then grabs her by her wrist and twists her wrist, right? "Get down on the floor, you're a bitch where you belong." Something like that. And he goes and he sits on his bed and he wants Coffee to crawl to him. So he's like, "Crawl to me," right? And she's just looking at him and he's like, "Girl, crawl." And she's just looking at him. He's like, "Girl, I ain't gonna hurt you, crawl." Girl, she whipped that motherfucking gun out, girl. She whipped the gun out, and like I said, one of my next favorite lines, pulls out the gun, and she's like, "You want me to crawl to you, you white motherfucker?" And I ain't gonna hold you, but surely he looked like he looked like he boo-booed a little bit. He looked like he boo-booed. But as she's having the gun, right, freaking Sid Haig freaking comes out and punches her and knocks her out and takes her gun. So now Vitroni got her, and he wants to know, "Girl, this is a setup. Why are you trying to set me up? What did I do to get set up?" So Sid Haig's character basically tells him, like, "Girl, it's King George. He set you up. He called this lady to come over to set you up." Vitroni's basically like, "All right, so we're going to have to make a point of him. Like, we can't let these people play in our face and think that, you know, we're not going to get our little lines in. So make an example out of him." While they have Coffee, so one eye man ends up coming in and he basically is like, "You know, I know Coffee, but I want to let you know that you got bigger fish to fry now." He is inferring on politician, okay? So the scene changes and we are now shown King George. And he is weighing out some heroin. He's weighing out some heroin on a scale. And we are shown my girl Megan. I'm gonna say my girl just because that outfit Megan was wearing was very tea. Very tea. And her body looked very tea. Very tea. I'm gonna give her a 1. You know, when people deserve their 1s, you give it to them. But when they don't deserve it, you take them. Let me stop. But she comes in and she's like asking him questions like, "You know, why are you up so early? Like, why are you like dealing out so early? Like, what's going on?" And we end up finding out that Vitroni ends up contacting King George because he wants to buy from him. And King George is basically telling him, like, "You know, when somebody wants to buy and they want to buy right now and they want to buy such a big quantity, you gotta say yes. Like, you have to take the opportunity." And Megan is basically telling him, like, "You know, something about this does not feel right. Like, I feel very off about this. Like, you know, please just stay. Like, just stay with me. Like, we'll be okay, just stay." George is telling her, "You know, if you do not do favors for people, people will not help you." And he wants to make it bigger, so he has to do favors for Vitroni. Like I said, Megan is just not feeling it. Like, she just feels very off about it. And she keeps saying there's something about Mystique. I ain't gonna hold you, Megan. I'm gonna take back that 1 point I gave you because I forgot to say when King George first introduced her to Coffee, mind you, her name was Mystique. She said, "Mystique? What kind of name is that?" Why King George said, "It's Jamaican." It's Jamaican. Back to it. So now King George comes out and we see his driver, but we see that there's somebody in the back of the car. Who's in the back of the car? Sid Haig. But who's outside the car? the other white man, right? And he ends up getting pushed into the car by what? A 42, okay? 4 plus 2 equals what? 6. Okay, let's continue. So King George is now sitting between Sid Haig and the white man, and his driver is driving them. And first he's feeling uncomfortable, but they're like trying to like warm him up to make him not kind of like fret about the situation. So as they're sitting there, the driver, he knows exactly what's about to go down. King George is sitting there, he's like, you guys like coffee, right? I mean, y'all like Mystique, right? She was very tea. And Sid Haig's like, yeah, my boss loved her to death. Yeah. So basically they end up going to like this deserted place, tying a noose around King George's neck, tying the noose to the car. Sid Haig got into the driver's seat and speed through, knocking his body. And can I tell you, for one, it is very reminiscent of the way that a lot of Black Americans were murdered especially during slavery, but we're taking it to Jim Crow. Especially the first thought that I have was Emmett Till, and one of the ways in which his body was tortured. Chapter 6, what is real? The scene changes with, now we're being shown the politician, and he is doing like some type of campaign video, and he's just talking about, oh, how it's so horrible that Black people are on drugs. Fuck the man. They are the ones that putting us on drugs. And how he had a conversation with a drug addict, and he asked him, if you knew that if you just started taking drugs, it would make you an addict, why would you even do it? And the drug addict told him, I'd rather be a drug addict than be nothing. And I'm not gonna hold you. Fuck the politician, but that's some real shit. I feel like that's what a lot of people that are privileged enough to not even have to see people, I'm not saying see on social media, like see in your real life people live like that, they don't understand. Like, it's hard to go about this world not feeling like you matter, like you don't even have nothing to contribute to this world. So as he's giving this big speech and talking about how he's for the people, he wants to help the people, he wants to put the money back into the hands of the people, he wants to take the money from the drug dealers and the pimps and puts it back into the hands of working mothers and working men, right? As he's saying all this, we are shown the one-eyed man going to his car and giving the politician's driver a letter. I mean, well, not a letter, an envelope. The filming is done for the politician's whole, I guess, broadcast or whatever it may be. And his campaign manager is a white man. Behind a lot of these people that are supposed to be for the people, it be them white hands behind it. And yes, there are some good white people, but it ain't the good ones that are helping out. Let's just say that. And the white man comes and he's like, oh, that's a good take. You know, we're going to take the ending of that, and we're going to take the beginning of the first one, and we're going to put them together. So, City Boys, we see red, white, and blue now for the third time, and we see this on Sid Haig's character. So, Coffee is in like this like pool outhouse kind of situation, and she's locked in there. Sid Haig is supposed to be watching her, and she is banging on that door. And when I tell you they show her, girl, my good sis got that rock behind her, and she ready to clapping right in his head. She ready for it. As she's like trying to get him to open the door, he basically tells her, like, she's like, oh, I'm so tired, I'm so thirsty, like, please open the door and let me get something to drink. And he's telling her, like, if you just shut the hell up, you won't be thirsty. Basically, she loses her opportunity to hit him, right? And she drops the rock back down, but as she drops it,
don't get scared. Sate is right here. No shade. But hey, City Boys, I do not know what happened to this clip, but it just disappeared. I don't know where it is. But basically, in this part of the film, Coffee, after Sid Haig left her in the like pool, outhouse, shed, whatever, she ended up finding a bobby pin on the floor, and she took the bobby pin, bit the end off, and started like making her own shank. Like, so she sharpened it with the rock. So what ended up happening is that Betroni ended up calling politician over to his place, okay? So when he comes over to his place, he ends up bringing out Coffee, and he's like, oh, I heard that you know her. And he was like, oh yeah, that's just a girl that I screw. It's just a broad I screw. And I'm not gonna hold you, I'm happy that what I said before deleted, because I was saying a little bit too much. But when I tell you, you can see the look on Coffee's face, like she is hurt, like he hurt her, girl. And then he's like, oh, I didn't send her to come kill you. Why would I send her to come kill you? We're working together. Like, if you fail, I fail. Like, if you win, I win. That's when Coffee found out that the politician is working with Betroni and his men, and he's crooked. So while all this is happening, that's when he's like, oh, all I care about is the green, the green, the green.
As a politician is basically saying how he just cares about greed, he cares about wealth, and he cares about money. Coffee, you can see this is really hurting her. It's really throwing her off because this is not the man that she knows. This is not the man that she loved. And as this is going on, Betroni asks him, like, all right, so how are you gonna prove to me that you are not going against me? That you're not one of those other people that are trying to, you know, bring me down and stop my organization. So, like a punk he is, he goes into Vetroni's ears and whispers, right? I ain't gonna lie, this is one thing I liked about Vetroni. Vetroni looked at everybody and he was like, so you gonna tell the class? Guess what politician says? City Boys, politician says, kill the bitch. But mind you, before this, when he was trying to justify who, like, when he was trying to say who COFFY was to him, he called COFFY just some broad that he fucks. And mind you, I told y'all to remember what he was saying to COFFY while they was having sex. City Boys. He told COFFY that she's his lady. He told COFFY how he loves her. He told COFFY all these kind of soft, nonsense, nothing sandwiches of conversation, of thoughts, of whatever it is. Just nonsense. Just to fill her ears and open her legs. That's all he was doing. But now, when push comes to shove, she's just abroad. Just abroad. So, Sid drags COFFY out and they end up taking her into the cop's car. So it's the cop driving, there's a cop in the back, it's COFFY in the middle, and then it's Sid, right? And their plan is, I believe, to overdose her, and they're gonna put her under the bridge to die. So the cop asks Sid, do you have any heroin? And Sid is like, yeah, I got this special delivery from King George, you know, our late friend King George. I wonder what he's king of now. I ain't gonna hold you. Of hell, he's the king of hell. So, well, for now. Chapter 7, Revenge is the name. COFFY hears that. She's like, all right. I know in her mind, she's like, all right, I'm a little bit okay. Because we all know that sugar. We all know it's sugar. So the cop cooks up the heroin to inject it into COFFY. And while this is all happening, Sid had the audacity to tell COFFY that it is a shame that a fine piece like her is going to have to die. Well, you don't have to kill her. You don't have to kill her. So COFFY's like, you know, I think it's a shame too. And she's like, you know, I think it's also a shame because, you know, I thought she was really fine and like, I would like to get a little piece of that. And I want you to have a piece of this. Sid is like, you know, it's not too late. It's not too late, queen. It's not too late. Why? The police officer ends up injecting her with heroin and Sid wants to get freaky now, right? He wants to get freaky before she dies, basically. So he wants to get freaky. So he's trying to do it in the back of the police officer car. And the police officer's like, girl, this is my office, baby. Get it out of here. Go on to that bridge. Well, it's not a bridge. It's a train tracks, but go on to the train. As they're on their way out, right? You know, COFFY acting all, I guess, heroin out. I don't know how heroin addicts act. I only seen crackheads, but I believe it's most likely the same. So, you know, she's like, she can't stand or whatever. He pick her up, bring her to all the way to the side. They under the tracks. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I just love Pam Grier. He's like taking her to the back to go have sex with her, right? And she is rushing. She's like, hurry up. Oh, hurry up. Hurry up. He's like, I'm trying. Goddamn belt buckle. Goddamn zipper. So he's not on top of her. When I tell you, my good sis, I don't know if he got it in. I don't know. But my good sis went like this. Pulled that bobby pin out and jack him right in the jugular. He's now bleeding out. My good sis, she is gotta skedaddle. So she's trying to get away. Mind you, it's the two officers now, right? So one of them is on foot. He's chasing after COFFY. She breaking them ankles, knocking them loose. He is like chasing her. And mind you, she's like running in between traffic, running in and out of traffic. Why is he shooting aimlessly? He's standing in the middle of the highway and he get hit by a car, girl, turn into spaghetti sauce. Straight spaghetti sauce. Straight bolognese. So now it's only one other person after her. Sid Haig, he bled out. No shade. He bled out. The officer was not trying to help him. He left him right there where he got stabbed. No shade. So now the other officer is now driving. He's going after COFFY now. So they end up getting to like this like abandoned part or whatever. COFFY, like I said, she breaking ankles. He's coming forward towards her. He's in the car. She's on foot, right? She picks up a rock, chucks the rock. He starts swerving. Boom. Hits like some wood. Flip. The car flips. Boom. Well, before the car blew up. He's like, help me. Help me. It's gonna blow up. Help me. And COFFY goes in, takes the shotgun. You know my good sister likes a good shotgun. Takes the shotgun. As she walks away, boom, explosion. COFFY walks now to a bus stop. And, you know, being a beautiful lady, you know, men are gonna ask you for a ride. Would I take a ride from a man? I don't know. Like, if I was in, like, the 70s, I would definitely take a ride from a man. Well, anybody, honestly. I would love to put my thumb out and hitchhike. Would I do it in 2026? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And like, yes, there was always crazy people. There was always killers and serial killers and rapists and traffickers. But I don't know, it just felt safer in my mind to do it back then than now. Because I feel like people are even worse now, like, and more like outwardly worse. Like, I don't know, that sounds nonsense, but whatever. She gets picked up by this white man, and she's like, you know, mind you, my good sis, clothes shoveled, face bruised up, blood on the top, everything. She's like, you know, me and my man just got in a fight, and you know, I had to go, I had to skedaddle. So he ends up picking her up in his car, and she asks him, can we stop to get some liquor? So as he gets out the car, she hops into the driver's seat, drove off, went back to the bus stop, picked up her shotgun that she hid behind like a bush. She's on her way to Vitroni's, okay? So while she's on her way to Vitroni's, you can see that Congressman and Vitroni and the other men, they're all speaking. And Congressman basically tells him that we are on a good accord, we have some good things going for us, and 2, don't ever call me over here ever again, because I don't want it to come out that I'm working with y'all. Like, because if it comes out that I'm working with y'all, it's going to mess up my whole campaign. He gets in his car and he leaves. Tell y'all city boys, guess what color his car is? Dark green, that bastard! Now, time is going by, it's dark outside now. And one-eyed man is like, where are the guys? Like, they're supposed to have been back right now. Like, they're supposed to be back right now. And what do we see? We see the infamous shot. But this came from Coffee, baby. We are shown Coffee. She is driving fast. High speeds. She's driving through the desert. Does that not remind you of when the one-eyed lady from Kill Bill was driving through the desert in Kill Bill 2 to get to Bud's house to buy the katana sword? Okay. Anyways, so she's driving and the one-eyed man is like, oh, I hear them driving. He comes to the door because he's like, oh, they're driving like kind of fast. He comes to the door and when I tell you, Coffee did what she needed to do. Because if she didn't do it, somebody else had to. When I tell you Coffee drove straight through that place, city boys. She drove right through that one-eyed man, city boys. Because he over here cleaning off his glasses. We see the one eye. We're going to get back to that. Put a pin in that. She drove through him, right? She's in the house now. She comes out the house. Mind you, the deputy commissioner is now standing. Because what the hell just going on, right? He's standing there. Girl, when I tell you Coffee came out with that goddamn shotgun. Pop, pow! Pop, pow! That's the sound of my gun. Pop, pow! And Vitroni hears this, his little leg skedaddling. He trying to skedaddle. Coffee is like, you know, she's trying to get at him. He end up falling into the in the pool. Oh, please don't kill me. Don't kill me, please. Don't kill me. She asks him, where is politician? He's like, oh, he went to his cabin. He went to his cabin. She's like, I know that place. I know it well. And he wants to convince her. He's trying to convince Coffee not to kill him. And mind you, before politician told Vitroni to kill Coffee, Vitroni was talking to Coffee. He's like, if you tell me the truth, right, of who sent you, I will let you go. I swear on my mom. And if a man swears on his mom, he's going to keep that swear. I don't know who said that. After he swears on his mom and Coffee tells the truth, he don't know that's a lie, but Coffee tells the truth and he still wants her to die. So as Coffee has him at gunpoint, she's telling him, like, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to kill you. And she kills him, as she should. But before she kills him, he offers her $1 million for his life. City boys, how many zeros are in a million? 6. Okay. That's all I want to say. Next. After she kills him, now she's on her way to the cabin. Coffee now gets into her blue car, which it's not her car, it's the guy's car that she stole, but she gets into her blue car and she's heading now to the cabin, the beach house. On her way there, she gets inside, she comes in through the back. When I tell you, guess what the politician is wearing? He's wearing a yellow robe, right? But the yellow robe has some black trim. Who is wearing yellow with some black trim, city boys? King George. So it is showing that the politician is exactly the same as King George. The only difference is what? The style. The only difference is the presentation. King George has his little jumpsuit on. Politician has a robe on, right? It's more relaxed. It's more casual, I guess you can say. But they're all the same. It's just like when they be like, oh, you dating a man in different fonts. It's the same man, different fonts, city boys. He's a pimp. He's a pusher. He's a politician. The 3 Ps. She greets him with her shotgun and she wants to talk because she wants to know, why would you do this to me? Like, I really loved you. Like, I loved you so much and you hurt me. And you knew that you were the only one that I had. You know that you're the only one that I have. And you still hurt me. And you wanted them to kill me. And he's over here like, baby, I knew they weren't going to kill you though. That's why I said it. She said, girl, they tried. The only reason why they didn't succeed is because, you know, I stopped it. And he's over here telling her, like, everything that I'm doing it for us. Like, I'm doing it for the betterment of all black people. Like, you know, sometimes you gotta get your hands a little bit dirty just so you can go back and clean them. So he's saying this, and he's telling Coffee, like, you know, I love you, I care about you, Coffee. You're my woman, Coffee. I love you. The way that he was speaking to her, I was like, oh my gosh. Dude, like, a lot of men have the same playbook. Like, he ends up telling Coffee, like, what I do is fill in where people feel like they're lacking. He's like, oh, if people are depraved of good housing, good food, education, money, opportunities, then they're gonna turn to drugs. And you know what I'm gonna do is I'm working with the drug dealers just so I could get in to get the money, then I could turn on them and help the people. And he's like, you know, I just want to help the kids, da da da. And she's like, you should be the last one telling me about kids, like, da-da-da, like, talking about her sister, Lubel. And, like I said, he keeps calling her sweet baby, sweet nothings, all that. You can see in Coffee's eyes, like, she's breaking, because this is not her. Like, she's not a killer. She doesn't want to hurt people. For one, she wants to avenge the people that she loved that got hurt. But then at the same time, she is tired of the world taking advantage. Mind you, as she's talking to him, she's getting, like, flashbacks and all that kind of stuff. And she's telling the politician, she's telling him that, like, she feels like she's been in a nightmare that she just could not wake up from. And, like, she's just been killing people. Like, she's just been on a spree killing people. She doesn't know what to do anymore. And the politician's like, baby, give me the gun, baby. It's okay. Just come and lay up in my arms. Come fold in my arms. And he's trying to, you know, take the gun from her. And she's like, we not playing them games right now. Don't snatch this goddamn gun from my hand, okay? Because right now I'm still in that dream, and it only take a second for me to shoot you. So he continues to sweet talk her, tell her sweet nothings, tell her how they are building something together, how they are building a dynasty together, like all these kind of things, starting to wither her away. And all you hear is, honey, are you coming back to the bed? City Boys, he had a woman there the whole time, City Boys. He had a woman there the whole time, City Boys. While he's telling Coffee how he missed her, how no other woman is like her, how he craved her, all that. He had another woman in the bed, City Boys. So as Coffee hears this, Coffee shoots him in his penis. That's what I'm gonna say. And she gets up and she walks out the house, leaving the white lady just screaming, ah! So she sounds like. Coffee leaves and she walks down the beach in slow motion. As Coffee is walking down the beach, it is, you know, it kind of freeze frames on her, and all you can hear is, it's not the end, it's only the beginning. It's not the end, it's only the beginning. As you can see a lot of the influences from this film to Kill Bill. Even like the ending of the film, this is not the end, only the beginning. And then the ending of Kill Bill 2, it is the lioness now has her cub. I forgot how it ended. I'm gonna put it right here. The lioness now has her cub, something. But basically telling you that the story just started, basically. Like, even though you were thrown just in the middle of everything that's happening, all these people's lives, it just began. Like, this is really just the start of a new life. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys. The second scene that showed red, white, and blue was right before King George was murdered. While King George is weighing out that heroin, he is in a all-white room. He's wearing white. The blue will be shown in Megan coming in the room. The red is the appliances around him, red, white, and blue. In King George's mind, he is living his American dream. He is wealthy. He has a stable of women. He's making money. He has connections to mobsters. So it's like anything that you need, anything that you would want, he has it at his fingertips, technically. And while he was talking to Megan, he kept telling Megan, you know, basically, if I scratch his back, he'll scratch my back. If I do all these favors for Vitroni, he will see, for one, that I am a valuable man. Two, I am dependable. Especially, you want me to, you know, sell you drugs this early in the morning. I'm dependable. You can call me whenever. The whole time, he about to be murdered. So all that hard work that he put in, all those women that he gave Vitroni for how many years or months or whatever it may be, all the drugs that he sold for him, well, you know what I mean? All the drugs that he sold to him, that didn't matter. And that is the truth. A lot of black men get confused of the fact that, yes, you are a man. So you do get extra points, you get extra privileges on this earth. But at the end of the day, you're still black. And when it comes to a lot of these white men in power, that's all they see you as. Not even as a man. They don't even see you as a man. They just see you as black. When push came to shove and the ending came and a politician was trying to plead his case to why he shouldn't get murdered by Vetroni, the one-eyed man made it a point to continue saying that, oh, all these black people work together. All these black people work together. They're all da-da-da. COFFY now, in her red, white, and blue, her version of America is vengeance. Her version of America is true justice. Vigilante justice. So in her America, she's not waiting for the police to help her. In her America, she didn't run to the police after they gave her sister bad hair on. She didn't do that. Did she go to the police officers and tell them, hey, these men came into Carter's house. I think I know who they were. I think I know what happened. No. Did she tell these police officers, hey, another police officer called Carter right before he was beaten into a catatonic state, a vegetable state. This is what happened. No, you know what COFFY did? She took vengeance in herself. She took vengeance into her own hands. She got revenge for herself. And when she killed Vetroni, that's what she told him. This is for my sister, and this is for Carter, a really good cop. Next thing I wanted to talk about was why I kept making it a point to talk about the 3, 6, the 9s. It's numbers of the devil. And when it is associated in this film especially, it all had to deal with Vetroni's men and the evil things that they were doing. It has to deal with the corruption, the hell on earth, basically, that they're creating. And I made it a point to talk about the club that the politician, and I believe it was a deputy commissioner that also owned a part of the club, why I made it a point to say that it resembles hell. When we talk about people selling their souls, right? It goes multiple ways. It can be you are actively selling your soul, your personal soul, or you're selling the souls of other people. And one way to sell the souls of other people is through what? Corruption. How do you corrupt somebody? The easiest way to corrupt somebody is through drugs. One way is the prostitution that is taking place, the pimps. And to a lot of the people that they're selling drugs to, they are lower class people. They are people that are hurting. They're people that are wanting for something, right? Wanting to feel love, heard, compassion, feel seen, whatever it may be. That's evil. And technically, you are taking the souls of these people. The club is the hub for a lot of these men. And hell, who inhabits hell? Demons, right? Or those that were unholy. In the club, usually the club is known as a very unholy place. It's a lot of spirits go around the club. We all know that. I've been to a club a few times, and you know, I had a fun time a couple times I went there. But other times, when you're just sitting there and you're like really observing, you're just like, oh, you see like, oh, that demon jumped from over there to over there. Oh, that demon jumped from over there to over there. That's what you're seeing. I feel like I really like that example. I like that inclusion.
So now we're going to come back to all the things that I put a pin in. Quentin Tarantino ripped off the whole film. This is clearly shown when you compare the conversation between Beatrix Kiddo and Bill in Kill Bill and the conversation between Bushwick, which is the politician, and COFFY. In Kill Bill 2, at the ending scene, as Beatrice and Bill are speaking, and Bill is asking her, why did you leave me? Like, why would you trying to take my kid away from me? Beatrix tells Bill that before she found out she was pregnant, she was his lady. She would do anything for him. She would jump off a moving bike onto a moving truck for him. But as soon as she found out that she was with child, she could no longer be his woman because she realized that she had way more responsibility to take care of. Not only her life, but the life of her child. How does this relate back to COFFY? COFFY doesn't have any children, but the child in her life is Lubel. Like Beatrice believed that her daughter was dead. So she's trying to avenge the death of her daughter. She doesn't care about herself. She's trying to revenge the death of her daughter. For COFFY, she's trying to avenge not only basically the death of Carter, but also basically the death of her sister as well. When she talks to Bushwick at the end, she tells him that she loved him. She told him that she would do anything for him until she realized what type of person he really is. Until she realized that all the things that he's doing to grease his pockets is the reason why her sister is laid up in that bed. It's the reason why Carter is laid up in that bed. The next pin I wanted to touch on was Carter wanting his coffee black. When COFFY was with King George and when Megan came in the room, to get her out of the room, what did he tell her? He told her to go make coffee. The people of Ethiopia and Kenya believe that the first coffee plant to sprout came from tears of God that fell from the graves of the powerful holy people. And out of respect, they traditionally plant coffee trees on the graves of holy people. Why do I say that? Usually, when we think of coffee, we're thinking about coffee grounds, the bitter reality of life, right? Carter constantly drinks the coffee. He is a straight-laced cop. He's in the bitter reality. He knows that these people are working for Vetroni. He knows that his co-worker is working for Vetroni. When when King George tells Megan to drink the coffee, what is he telling Megan? He's telling Megan to get used to the life that you're living. Megan is used to being the bottom girl, the number one girl. The whole time, that is just a false sense of reality. It's a false sense of security, not reality, security. Carter's car is a light green, maybe showing that he was slightly influenced by the corrupted cops that he once worked with. But the politician's car being dark green shows that he is far too deep into the devious lifestyle. The 10 candles that surrounded the white lady as she danced in the club. To me, it equals to hell. The 10 plays on the divine trinity, the divine order in which this world runs off of. And that is something that these evil people do. They like to take something that is meant to be positive, that is meant to keep order in this world, and they flip it upside down. 10 marks the end of a cycle, suggesting that the lesson has been learned and the full cycle has been achieved. What is the cycle? Where is the cycle? The cycle is inside of the club. Coffee is the divine trinity. She sets everything back into order. Coffee wearing the black dress covered in the white fur as she goes to greet the politician. This is before he tells her that he bought the club. She's trying to play the politician's game. She's trying to seem like the down girl, but she is cloaked in her innocence. Coffee wearing the yellow blouse and plaid pants as she goes to see Priscilla. The red plaid pants, red, meaning that she's on a path of bloodshed now. She's no longer sitting by the side and watching. The yellow top, well, in ancient Egypt, yellow was tied to the gods in eternal life. This shows that Coffee's faith was always secured in this film. When you think about yellow in a spiritual sense, yellow is the more grounded color. It is less whimsy. It is more into reality. And I say this because when you think of reality, what do you think of? The sun rising. That's the beginning of your day, right? What color is the sun? It is yellow. However, yellow also does mean caution. And this is when Coffee starts to use her intelligence now. She is weighing options. She is coming in not hot, but she's coming in ready. When Coffee goes to King George's house, she's wearing an orange dress. She has a seashell and cowrie shell necklace. The cowries, like I discussed in my Pootie Tang video, cowrie shells are seen as a part of a divine set. They are active in divination because of their white color. Their origin is tied back to the ancestral realm, and usually is seen as your ancestors protecting you in the spiritual realm, protecting your soul in the spiritual realm. When is Coffee wearing this necklace? She's wearing this necklace right before she sleeps with King George. This is technically the first man in her mission, and the last man, that she sleeps with to achieve her overall goal. Coffee is wearing that necklace so her soul does not get corrupted by sleeping with this man. We all know that there are soul ties, city boys. The women ripping off Coffee's white dress. It shows how black women are treated in this world. Although you are not bothering anyone or harming anyone, you're just sitting in your innocence, but just off of who you are and what you possess spiritually, others feel like they need to pull you down and drag you down a notch. Like, life hasn't done that already. Yet they don't understand that black people in general, but especially black women, are spiritually loved. I say this because right after they thought that they got one over on Coffee, right after they thought that they embarrassed her, whole time they gave her the perfect opportunity to switch out the heroin for sugar. And at the end of the movie, that is the thing that saved her life the most. The split blue circle painting while the girls are fighting shows how the prostitutes' minds are split in order for the profession to take place. This is why Megan is so quick to fight Coffee, because she's scared that Coffee is not only more fine than her, but she's scared that Coffee is going to take the only thing that she has left, which is her position to King George. This is perfectly shown in the film The Mac, and I definitely will be covering that film one of these days. The lion. The lion represents strength, forcing individuals to face head-on the challenges of life and overcome fears with dignity. The lion represents personal power, sovereignty, and the ability to control one's own path. It signals a time to step into a leadership role with integrity rather than force, which is clearly shown in Coffee's character. She uses her alluring feminine energy to get herself into the door, and once that stops working, then she uses force, which all symbolizes Coffee in totality. I brought this up because that is one of the main themes that Quentin Tarantino took from this movie and brought into Kill Bill with the whole lioness part. So first, I'm going to talk about the first car that she drives in, then she drives it through the house, and then the next car that she leaves in. So her being in that car and being bathed in the color of red, it shows that is all that is on Coffee's mind. It's pure vengeance and destruction. But as Coffee is leaving now to go to Bushwick's house, politician, she is now in a dark blue car. Blue signifies the love of truth. So what does Coffee do after getting out the car? She confronts the politician, and she finally reveals the nightmare that she has been living in. So that is Coffee revealing her truth. The color blue is also associated with the throat chakra, the energy center of the body that deals with self-expression, communication, and truth. What did Coffee do when she got out the car? The car being dark blue talks about the intuition and breaking through illusions. Dark blue, Coffee's about to see the love of her life with another woman. The illusion that she had in her mind is that they were good. The illusion that she had in her mind is that she had someone that actually loved her. The one-eyed man being Big Brother. the illuminated one. He's a part of the Brotherhood. He's everywhere, but never is seen in any pictures. He knows all the evil people, and he has one silver eye. Long before the Earth took form, silver atoms were created during the supernova explosions and the violent collisions of the neutron stars. I said earlier, those who are evil like to take things that are either positive or native to this Earth and turn it upside down. Silver is the best conductor of electricity, the second most malleable and durable metal. In ancient times, silver was believed to carry lunar energy, sacred to the moon and to goddess. This is shown with one-eyed man possessing both feminine and masculine energy. I don't know, my brain is a little bit conspiracy theorist. So with one-eyed man possessing both feminine and masculine energy, does that not remind you of a force, a demonic force, Baphomet? Baphomet is both feminine and masculine energy. So now to end this off, I gotta do my little bit of gematria in there. So we're gonna talk about the license plates of these people. For one, the film shows these license plates for a reason, because as it relates to Coffee, they never show her license plate. As it relates to the police officers, they never show their license plate. But as it relates to King George and the politician and the white man that picked up Coffee, we were shown the license plate. So we're gonna talk about it. King George's license plate was 247 PCE. So I use gematria. Gematria, just like how every number is a number, every letter is a number, and it is their number in the alphabet. So as all of these are added up with the original gematria, it equals to 271. So what I do is add all the numbers together. So I add the 2, the 7, and the 1. You get 10. With the reduction, you get 262. I added them all up again, you get 10. Like I said before, they like to take things that are supposed to be positive. Let's say like the 10 commandments, and it's to keep us as holy as we possibly can. So those 10 or the 10 plagues. But instead of having it to be a more positive thing, it is now used as negative. The next thing I want to talk about is the politician's license plate is 628 APU, which equals to 666 in the original gematria. In the reduction, it equals to 639. You add it all together and you get 9. This shows exactly who he is working for and who his political campaign actually benefits. Like I told you before in the video, City Boys, I told you to watch out for those numbers of 6, the 3s, and the 9s. So that is the politician's driver's car, like the car that he gets driven in. But in the politician's personal car, his license plate is 692 CFP. So in original gematria, you get 717. When you add it up together, you get 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. In the reduction, you get 708. 7 plus 8 equals 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. In the reverse, City Boys, now, you get 748. That equals up to 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. Again, mocking the commandments and the divine trinity. The white man that picked up Coffee, his license plate is 671 APF. So in original gematria, it adds up to 694. Added up together, you get 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. So that is in the regular original now. In the reverse now, you get 729. You add it up, you get 9. City Boys, Coffee is about to enact some evil acts. That's where she gets the 9 from in the reverse, by killing these men. But she gets the 10. The 10 is because she is repairing the travesties in which they have caused. 10, she's perfection. Coffee reached perfection. And that is the story of Coffee.
But yeah, I will rate this film an 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed this film. Honestly, I'll give it an 8.7 out of 10. I really enjoyed this film. This is probably like, not gonna hold you, probably like my 7th time watching this film. Like, I watched this film a lot of times. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The next movie breakdown that I'm going to be doing is going to be Juice. So I'm excited for you guys to get that one. City Boys, City Boys, City Boys. This was a little long one, right? Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, City Boys. Subscribe to become a City Boy. City Boys, I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, City Boys. So please help me by subscribing. You can share the video, all those kind of things. And like the video. Please comment under this video. Comment any thoughts you had on the movie. Also, you guys can comment some movies that you guys would want me to break down. When I tell you, City Boys, they don't have to be super deep movies. I will find something in it, okay? Best believe I will find something in it. I will make a video that's either the same length or longer than the actual film. Best believe. Best believe I'll find something. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It's your favorite movie commentator checking out. Quote to say, nevermore.